forced her to open in the clean and jerk. And really, I got to say, it just looks like a half-hearted attempt at the jerk. And it's as if it were preordained, you know, that she was going to miss that.
Well, this is the problem. You know, she's underperformed in the first part, and this is where the coaches have actually got to get to grips with it and say, out of the mind. Now we focus.
Yeah, and look at this, you know, talking about out of the mind. Yeah. I mean, she came out there, you know, it was like, I'm going to miss this, why am I even trying? It really looked like a half-hearted attempt on the jerk. The jerk, you've really got to be committed on. The weight's heavy, you're tired. You know, you might even be out of breath, you could be passing out, but there's really no room for anything less than 100% effort. Otherwise, the bar is certain to come back down. It's a tough thing, and in a way, it's a matter of will on the jerk.
I mean, the height of her powers, she actually did lift 116 kilos in the clean and jerk, but you've got to go back 7 years to find that.
Yeah, boy, that's a mile off from this.
Yeah. And you can see the anxiety and the, you just sort of sense that the coaches are not getting to grip with it. You know, they haven't got it into her head. Come on, Marietta, you can do this. She did this number in Paris.
Yeah, look, she's kind of rolling her eyes, going, oh my, I can't believe we got to do this again. But let's hope that she just smokes this thing.
I almost feel like calling out from our commentary position, come on, Marietta. Maybe that would not be appropriate, but I hope the Polish coaches are going to do that. She has plenty of time, allows herself to walk forward with the bar if she needs to. Now, needs to get a nice economical clean. Straight up onto those shoulders.
She's usually pretty strong on the clean. A good pull. I mean, she's a good snatcher. See, that's great. Great clean.
Now we want one of your boom moments.
Yeah, really. That's what we want. Hit it right there. Better. Okay. What wasn't quite as punchy as we'd like, ideally, but see that attempt compared to the first attempt. Okay, she didn't kind of back out on the jerk. She pushes her body through. She gets a little bit of zip into the arms to get under. Right here, this is a critical time. Gets that head through. Takes confidence to do that, but she has a little more commitment. It's enough that it makes all the difference in terms of the success of the lift.
Yeah, I mean, she leads the overall competition. She's got ahead of the B group lifters. That was Elena Liabina, who totaled up 194. Gottfried's got 196. But, you know, when you think about her heyday, you know, she was a 200 plus, 206, 212, 216, you know. Now, Colas. Only 1 out of 3 in the first part, but this looks a lot more like her cup of tea. But still nursing that elbow.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Okay, she just absolutely just murders this clean. I mean that in a positive way. I mean, she just chops that thing into pieces. She does not push through all the way, I don't think, on that jerk. And look, and that's the reason why. It's because of that right arm. Yeah. It's because, oddly enough, the more she's locked out, probably the more pressure it's putting on that elbow. We don't know if she strained something there or what, but we saw in 2 snatch attempts, now the jerk, and doesn't happen often, but you can dislocate the elbow on a jerk. In fact, the Azerbaijani coach, Zlatan Vanov, did it on a world record attempt in Risa.
Yeah, but let's give her a bit of a pat on the back and credit, because that was mind over matter.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. You know, she's performing under very adverse conditions, and she's protecting an arm the best that she can to the detriment of how she would ideally execute that lift. A lot of words just means she's holding back enough because she has to favor the arm, and she still made the lift.
Now, Bulgaria's Plamena Lubanova should be next to come out on 108 to start her second half challenge. In 7th place with 91 kilos at the halfway stage. Not too bad. I mean, she is very much an unknown quantity. Now, remember, she was a bit edgy, failed the first snatch attempt, but now that she's sort of on her way, let's hope that this second part is more to her liking. Well, just looking at that, that was 108 kilos. I'm looking on the board there. She might have a bit more time to recover.
Racks the bar well, David, sorry. Gets set, good drive. The elbows are up high. That's because you're transmitting power from the floor up. It's not a press. You're driving up with the legs and the hips. The elbows are up high, helps secure the bar in that launch pad position, and does not stick the jerk at the end. The result is no lift. But you know, look, she missed her first snatch, right? And she came back for 2 successes.
She did.
Maybe this is her pattern. She's going to miss this, make things interesting, have the coaches yell at her a little bit, and she'll come back and make it. Smelling salts there.
Yeah. Now, where's Gottfried going to go? Gottfried will be a third attempt at 108, so this is why Lubanova has to come out again, because for her it's a second attempt, so that's how the rules of the game work. Interesting talking about the difference between the snatch and the clean and jerk, Randy. You know, the different actually grip positions, much narrower.
Yeah. In the snatch, unless you have really extraordinary shoulder flexibility, you've got to have the very wide grip or you will not be able to hold the bar overhead. In the clean and jerk, hands will come in more, typically say at about shoulder width apart as opposed to almost out to the ends of the bar. You'll see some variations here. If a lifter doesn't have particularly good lockout naturally, he or she'll move the hands out for the jerk.
Yeah, the sort of the hands are really in line with the shoulders and almost the knees.
Yeah.
So here she comes now. Can she do what she had to do in the first half of the competition? Repair. Very deep split, but she's going to pull this together, and that is a good recovery.
Yeah, I was holding my breath. I was wondering whether she'd lose it at the last minute. Sometimes when you recover, in other words, bring the feet back in line, recover with the rear foot coming forward first, you end up knocking the bar out of its overhead position. That looked a little bit imbalanced in the last second, but she made it. Good lift.
And it gives her the lead momentarily. So, Marietta Gottfried. So many facial expressions, difficult to read them all. But 105 to 108, this is 199. It's not where she should be by any means.
And even worse, she hasn't made it yet.
Well, she's only got 2 out of 5. You know, she hasn't even got 50%. Big effort. Come on, Marietta. Got to think strong. Under that bar. Come on. See?
Well, yeah, that was nice. The trademark tongue thing at the end. You know what? I'm not a betting man, but
2-1. So one of the referees not happy.
Excuse me. I wouldn't have bet that she was going to make that when she came out. I'm really pleased for her.
Now, let's have a look at this.
Getting set.
Was there a press out?
Yeah, a little wiggle. I'd say a little wiggle. We've had some controversy on press outs. What the rule is, if you haven't seen weightlifting before, the bar has to go to fully extended arms, and the arms have to stay at full extension. Otherwise, it's what's called press out, and you get red lighted. In other words, turned down.
Zoe Smith, she planned to come out for 106 originally. Confidence is rising. Let's hope it's not overconfident, because she's coming out on 110 kilos. Now, this is 2 kilos short of what she lifted as a 63 kilo lifter. She's done 110 at that weight. She's done 112. Now, British team behind us. Just trying to give her a bit of encouragement here. Really workmanlike. 3 white lights, 110 on her way.
Absolutely no overconfidence there as far as selecting that weight. She owns this thing. Look at that. Very strong clean. Punches that thing. Nice lift. She's, you know what? She's having a pretty good meet going here.
Yeah. Well, she's got 2 more to go a little further. I'll be looking for maybe 112 as the next step. And now Kristen Ulrich, who's 2 kilos up on her target as she aspires to get a place in the London Olympic Games, opening up here on 110.
Now that was a jerk, okay? Yep. You'd like the jerk to look as if it's something shot out of a cannon. You know, that sort of solidity. Watch this jerk. When she uncorks this thing, it is just bam, you know. There it is. Just stuck that thing.
Lighter than Zoe Smith, so she's taken over the lead in the clean and jerk, but Zoe still has a 2 kilo overall lead of the class, but we're barely underway, really. And Lubanova coming out for her 3rd attempt, the Bulgarian. And following a familiar pattern.
Yep.
This will be for 4 out of 6 if she can lead it. And, you know, for someone having her first big international, you know, I think she's doing quite well. It would be really nice because this is where now they're pushing her into the unknown a little bit. You know, in terms of what she can achieve on a competition stage. This is where they're asking her the big question. Deep split last time. Better this time. Oh, hips went behind. What a pity.
Yeah, she lost it again. You know, it was on the recovery. And I mentioned that I could almost see her losing, unfortunately, the last lift on the recovery. And it was close. You know, it would have been nice if she'd had, you know, kind of this reverse 4 out of 6, making the 2nd and 3rd attempts rather than the 1st and 2nd. But not bad. It's close. It's a weight obviously she could make, and that's where she lost. You can see bringing that foot forward just helps push the bar out of position. It wasn't rock solid to begin with.
So Shadrina, Elena Shadrina, who at the halfway stage in the bronze medal position, bringing forward 95 kilos, 3 more than Zoe Smith. So opening up on 112 kilos here. Well, that was super easy. And that's a strong jerk as well.
Yeah, you know, the way she came out, I thought, well, maybe she's going to power clean this thing. You know, really just all business. Doesn't have great lockout. Okay, she just rips the clean. You know, watch the jerk. I mean, plenty of oomph, but she doesn't have like supernatural lockout. Very strong looking lifter.
So Shadrina goes into the overall lead, 207.112, leading on the clean and jerk. Zoe Smith drops to 2nd, Ulrich of Germany to 3rd, Marietta Gottfried off the podium. Tunadagi for Turkey. And not really where she wants to be because of those failures in the first half of the competition, only bringing forward 91 kilos. So this makes her task really tough.
You know, in a way, David, even worse, I think, is the fact that she got herself behind the 8 ball with those 2 misses, and she's got to shake that off. Now, the last attempt was successful.
This is 2 kilos below what she finished on in Paris. So she's really got to pick up the weight now to get herself back in. You know, she came close to getting a medal in the Europeans last year, but she's really can't afford a single mistake from here. coming to 10 seconds.
Well, she was there so long, I was wondering if she was passing out. Chalk all over her face. Did she?
No, I don't think she. I don't think she was passing out. I think what was happening was that the belief was wavering in and out of her head.
Yeah. Some lifters will stand there for a really long time and not get psyched out. But sometimes if a lifter is borderline passing out, he or she'll stay in there, trying to kind of regain control. She was there so long, I kind of agree. It's like air going out of the balloon. You really got to just hit the gas right away.
Hey, look at this for business.
Yeah.
I'm in the office. This is my place. This is like an athlete who's walking onto the stage saying, I own this.
Yeah, she in the rush. They should arm wrestle after this thing.
Romela Begash, Albania, already a gold medal from the snatch, the first half of the competition, and a 4 kilo advantage into this second half, the clean and jerk. Well, there was a very good example of what you were just talking about, Randy, about lifters who wait and wait and wait until they have that moment where they're confident of going.
Well, I think you're giving me too much credit. I think you were maybe arguing that more. I thought, well, here we go. This proves, the point that you can do that, even though generally, I don't think it works for people. And, initially I thought, well, she's trying to get a little movement out of the bar, but no, that wasn't the case. She waited for it to stabilize, punch that thing. She's having a good evening here.
Certainly is. 215 kilos. She's 8 ahead of Shadrina, and she's 13 ahead of Zoe Smith, who's currently in 3rd overall. Now, Christina Ulrich, 113. 3 kilo increase, and she's about to go into a new land.
Uncorked a huge jerk on that last attempt. Let's see if she repeats that.
"15 seconds.
She does it again. I think that this is really the mark. She characterizes, what is a really good weightlifter in terms of being able to jerk. She cannot stand up with this weight so easily, but watch this jerk. Bam! Look at that. Part of that is fast feet, it's having, the right combination, fast twitch muscle fibers lock out, but boy, she can jerk. It looks like if she can stand up with the weight, tell it goodbye.
That takes her into overall 3rd ahead of Zoe Smith, and now, well, Kleinovska, 114. This is her cup of tea. This is where she normally, will excel, but she's got nothing to bring forward. She can't get a total.
Talk about a pressure situation where she should feel as if she owns the house.
In those days when we had half kilos, she could clean and jerk 127.5. And that was not the best clean I've ever seen. But the jerk is still there.
Now, another lifter, that same pattern. We've seen her bounce how many times trying to stand up with the weight, and then if she gets up with it, stick the jerk. Kind of a nice, what you call long pull on this clean. She's cranking on this thing, and then pop, there it is, sticks that jerk. Nice for her, after that rough series of 3 misses in the snatch, come back with a really strong success like that.
By the way, apologies for not letting you know, Natalia Kolas, the Belarus youngster who had that problem with her right arm, she's got a total of 119.1, but she's sensibly called it a day to, well, save it for another day. Now, Kostova on 114 kilos, same weight as you just saw with Kleinovska, but lighter than Kleinovska. Little power jerk.
Yeah, and very wide grip. We were talking about grips earlier, and said sometimes, particularly if a lifter doesn't have great lockout, they're not anatomically blessed with that. Taking a wider hand grip allows you to hold the bar overhead a little bit more easily and then correct power jerk.
Tunadagi really, you sense the anxiety, pouring a bottle of water over herself, just trying to cool to wake herself up.
Yeah.
At the moment, Boyanka Kostova leading the clean and jerk rankings. Romela Begay in first place overall. Kostova into second place for Azerbaijan. Shadrina Russia third. Ulrich fourth. Zoe Smith for Great Britain completing the top 5. 13 kilos separating the top 5. Second time of asking. Well, it goes the other way.
Yeah, boy, lots of power in that. We'll see something here that's going to be counterintuitive for a lot of people maybe are new to weightlifting. She's going to jerk this bar from her fingertips, and it's perfectly okay to do. People think, oh, how can it work? But it illustrates how different the jerk is from a press. All the drive, all the power is not coming from your upper body. It's all coming from the legs. It's why she can have the bar just in fingertips. Just punches that thing, unfortunately, right over her head, behind her ears, and loses it behind.
And now she's in a situation, she's in a Kleinoshka moment, because she has one more attempt, otherwise she's left with 91. And that's her only score from the snatch phase. So
missed 113, excuse me. They went up 1 kilo, got a little time, went to 114, missed it, and looks like she's in to foul herself now. So if they want to buy more time, they're going to have to move her up even more.
To be honest, Randy, I think the game's up. I mean, I don't see that. I think she can't really make any serious progress in terms of aspiring to go for the medals.
No, just to get more rest. And I think my feeling is, go on, just lift this weight. Suck it up at this point. Don't worry about more rest. Just put it all on the line for this one attempt. She's got the power for this. She's got the strength.
But actually, it's interesting looking at her stats. World Championships in Paris, 3 out of 6. World Championships in Antalya a couple of years ago, 3 out of 6. European Championships last year, Kazan, 2 out of 6. And that's what she's facing now. If she gets this, 2 out of 6. So her stats in recent times suggest that, she gives the coaches heart failure.
Yeah.
Zoe Smith, by the way, having put the bar up to 116 kilos. That's when we next expect to see her.
Strong clean. Really wanted her to make that. I felt that in a way she was more controlled on this. The clean was very strong.
So 2 of the major contenders, we started with 10, 2 of them now have fallen by the wayside without totals in this 58 kilo women's A final of Europe. And that's desperately disappointing. 2 lifters, I have to say, who, when I was having a look at the field, I never quite imagined that they would come with a 0 total.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes sports exciting, right?
Marietta Gottfried, just don't know who she's having a chat to, but can't really be happy. But let's tell you where we are now. Kleinoshka, she won't appear till 120. She's looking for a 6 kilo increase, so she's going after clean and jerk gold. And Zoe Smith, the bar up to 116 kilos. Now, this is a 6 kilo increase, and this will take her from 5th to overall bronze, and the lead in the clean and jerk, of course. But this is a serious question, Randy. This is 4 kilos up on what she was lifting as a 63 kilo lifter. Stands up well. Holds it together. Now, I think this will get the 3 white lights. Indeed, it does. And that's 5 out of 5, Randy.
Yeah, you know, I mentioned that the coaches were really quite unrestrained in terms of the praise they gave her physical capability. Okay, and that's part of it. But look, she is having a great contest here, and you know what? You can tell she's enjoying herself, which is going to make her perform even better. I can see why people are excited about her.
Well, there's a big question about whether she should go into the AIM final. I think she's completely vindicated the draw. Now, Shadrina, 116 kilos, who's in 4th place at the moment. Not as convincing this second attempt, I have to say.
Well, it's that lockout.
You see 2 to 1.
Yeah, doesn't have that great lockout. The right arm, you know, is what we could say maybe is a little slow going up there. Very strong, but you can see she just does not have great lockout, and it works against her in the jerk.
5 members of the jury sitting immediately in front of Randy and myself, and no movement, so they're going to let it go 2 to 1, and it moves her up into 3rd overall. And now Begash for Albania, 116 kilos. This is a 3 kilo increase. This would take her to 218. She'd just be keeping herself nicely ahead of the opposition. But again, she wouldn't want to falter here. Doesn't want a technical mistake or anything stupid to happen, because there are lifters out there. Kostova of Azerbaijan could still be a little dangerous. Klanovska also in the clean and jerk. Getting heavier. And that is just 2 kilos short of what she lifted in Beijing in the clean and jerk.
You know, David, I think you really hit the nail on the head in terms of that lift compared to the prior attempt, getting heavier. And you can see she had to work a little hard for it, but watch the jerk. She slots this jerk. I mean, this jerk could be on rails. Watch this thing. Long time getting set again, but man, talk about bullseye.
5 out of 5 for Begash, but here comes Kristen Ulrich. Now, she's sitting on 203, so she's 4 kilos in advance of what she was in Paris. So actually, this is going rather well in her quest to earn one of those air tickets to London.
Yeah, but they've just called her off.
Yeah, they have just called her off because Ulrich had put the bar to 116, and that's her 3rd attempt. Just having a look at the bar there. What do they want to do? Clock is frozen at 45 seconds. Now.
I want the platform cleaned.
What do you say about
Germans are very good in the... Now, there's a chat going on here. And now, what are they doing? We're looking at Begash's last attempt. Now.
Red light. It's our oscillation.
Well, it looked okay to me. So I think this is just a piece of management business. Nothing's been overturned. Ulrich's still on. Well, actually, they have overturned it, Randy. They've overturned it. Well.
So, I'm sitting here saying she slots the jerk, right? Oh, oscillation.
Well, the arms are okay, but it's the oscillation that's caught out Begash, and the jury have overturned it and overruled the referees.
Yeah. Interesting, because earlier we said, was she trying to get a mechanical advantage with the bar when she was getting set up? We said, no, we didn't think so. Okay, I didn't even notice that in this, but okay, that was there.
So, Begash on 215 total, still leads, but this is now Kristen Ulrich for the lead in the clean and jerk, but it's the kilos that matter to her. extra 3 kilos to take it to 206, a personal best.
Now, you know, and we kind of cast her in the role of if she can stand up with it, she'll jerk it. Okay, she couldn't rack, and she's in pain. She's in pain. Doctor's not up there yet, just a coach. Don't know what it is. She didn't quite get under that. Seems to be okay now.
Yeah, hopefully.
Really too bad. You know, I still think if she had been able to stand up with that, she would have jerked that weight. There she is going under it. Nope. Bam. You can take quite a blow on the wrist when you miss like that. Kleinowska coming out now, 117. 3 kilo increase.
Mocna końcówka łokcie! Nie w górę jedziesz, wyrównaj, napięty. Kop wejście.
Wow, really had to work to stand up. Didn't do the bouncing that we've mentioned earlier, but once again, strong jerk.
2-1, there was a little bit of uncertainty, and remember she posted 120 and came down to 117, and I think that was a prudent move. Obviously you're responding to circumstance.
Yeah, you could see the arm movement there, a little bit of wiggle in slow motion.
Now Kostova going for a 3 kilo increase. Now this is interesting, Randy. She's got 2 lives left. This would take her to 215, and she'd be on the same number of kilos as Begaj of Albania. So that overturn by the referees now becomes hugely significant. And you remember when I said, you know, she just needs to keep this going, Begaj. So Kostova with a great opportunity. Azerbaijan. Power jerk, and that will take her into the lead, both in the clean and jerk and also the total, and she's gaining in confidence.
Yeah, well, these jerks are very easy for her. I mean, you can see that by how shallow the squat is in this power jerk. I mean, she's barely getting into this thing at all. Doesn't need to. She just blasts this thing. Boom, look at that. Almost catching it almost on straight legs.
In Paris, in Disneyland, 53 kilo lifter, top 10, and now you can see that those extra kilos that she's able to bring to this. Kristen, a little downfall in there, but she does have 203. That's a 4 kilo increase.
Yeah, I don't know what her magic number was. Maybe she needed that for her magic number, you know, what she felt to get on the team. I mean, it looks like that really crushed her emotionally. Okay, she's in a tough position now. You know, she had that lift turned down, you know, because of oscillation.
Yeah, now suddenly they're having to work it out with Kostova. Because Kostova now will be 3 kilos behind, and Kostova is the lighter of the two as well.
Yeah.
So this is a moment. She's been second and third in the Europeans. Is it going to happen again? It is going to happen again, because she can't win the championship, because Kostova took the lead with her last attempt on 215 kilos, and lighter body weight has put her in the lead.
Yeah, you know, having that lift overturn would have really taken the wind out of her sails. You know, I was wondering too, let's say that, you know, it was a marginal call maybe on the oscillation, if that's the way she's trained, the way she always lifts. What is she going to do in this third attempt? Didn't matter because she couldn't rack the bar.
You can see the agony there. She knows that. That's exactly what I was saying, Randy. It was with it. I said it was hers to lose.
Yeah.
You know. Now we still have fascination here, because Zoe Smith is putting the bar to 120. Kleinowska's putting it to 120. Shadrina's going to 119.
Right.
Now Shadrina at the moment is 3 kilos ahead of Zoe Smith. Now the last attempt by Shadrina wasn't that convincing.
Right. The jerk could be the thing, it could be the kiss of death for her.
The interesting thing we've got here is, if the British coaches have got this right, if she misses, she gives Zoe a chance to go for the podium.
Right.
So, Shadrina.
Yep.
Hey ho, Zoe goes for the podium. Zoe goes for the podium. I had a feeling with that.
This sounds like a movie, doesn't it?
Well, she's got 3 kilos to find. She's going to 120. She's got, this would give her an extra 4 kilos. She's heavier than Shadrina, which is why she has to go for 120 to go for it. It's a huge ask for her. Kostova's on 120 and Kleinowska's on 119. So Kleinowska has sort of worked out in her head that both the other lifters ain't going to make 120. Yeah. So she's saying, if I can lift this, I've got a shout at the gold medal in the clean and jerk.
Yeah. I mean, imagine how Zoe must feel at this moment. She's in a hunt for this thing. Look who she's going to be following out here. Did
anybody suggest that Zoe was in with a shout at the overall European podium?
Yeah. You know, look at this. Look at the lifter she's beating in the clean and jerk already.
Yeah. So great decision to come down to 58 kilos. Vindicated. She's got 5 out of 5. Kleinowska just waiting in the wings. And then 2 more lifts after this. Kostova to enhance her position. She's won the competition. That's Azerbaijan medals again. And Zoe, well, it'd be something 6 out of 6 and an overall podium medal. Bar going up, Zoe coming out for 120. So Kleinowska's gone to 120. Poles have had a little chat. That doesn't worry Zoe because Kleinowska can't get a total. Couldn't care less. And let's put this in perspective, Randy. This is really going into new territory. You know, this is 8 kilos up on what she lifted in Paris as a 63 kilo lifter. The Commonwealth Games, she clean and jerked 103 kilos as a 58 kilo lifter. That's only 2 years ago. Massive moment.
Yeah.
If she does this, she goes overall bronze. And she goes into the lead in the clean and jerk as well. Now
what's this about?
Now that's what you just don't need.
Yeah.
What on earth is going on?
I think she'll shake this off. You're absolutely right there, David. She doesn't want this break in her rhythm.
No,
she's psyched, ready to lift.
Absolutely. Now, what Andrew Caller's got to do, they've actually got to... Now, what the heck is going on here? Now, it was her 3rd attempt, Kleinowska's 3rd attempt, Kostova's 3rd attempt.
Looks like the Poles think they're coming out.
Now, this is where the Brits have got to bring her back and just get her back into the zone there.
Yeah, I think the jury's approached.
Benny Johansson from Sweden is going backstage now. The president of the jury say to the Frenchman who's the technical controller, please explain to me what on earth
Benny's
is
on
going
his way
on.
back now. I think they were questioning the scoreboard. Because Kleinowska wanted,
Kleinowska wanted 119.
Right. Which is why the Poles thought they were coming out.
Yeah.
This is a rough one for Zoe. This is like
the only thing I'd say is they've taken her all the way back. And now they've just got to build up, you rebuild up that mental position and the physical position. So it is tough. It's not what you wanted.
They had her primed to explode a certain. I think she'll shake it off.
So Kleinowska going for this big consolation prize in the clean and jerk.
Well, we talked about it. It's a leg strength thing. We've seen her bounce many times trying to stand up with the weight in the clean.
Yeah.
And tonight it was not to be, but this is really, I think, the moment we're waiting for.
Well, she's in silver, so, I mean, she could get pushed down to bronze. She's got a consolation prize, a clean and jerk medal. But we got 2 lifts to go, and this will be Zoe's turn this time, surely. Kostova will have the last lift here. And Zoe at the moment in 4th place in the clean and jerk. But what I was saying, really, I don't think they give a monkeys about the clean and jerk. If she could get the overall bronze, that would be pretty sensational. 44 seconds. Time is not an issue. Big question. Biggest question in terms of weight on a bar on a competition stage ever. Not in the head. It went out of the head.
Really too bad. You know, her second attempt was so strong. Really too bad the wind went out of her sails, and I mean, that was the time to knock it out of the park.
208 is where she's left. She's fourth in the clean and jerk. Overall, Zoe is 4th with 208, 3 kilos behind Shadrina and 7 behind Begaj of Albania, and Kostova, who is the new European champion. Was that a Freudian slip?
Well, I was just saying, quick elevation status.
Yeah.
A lot of guys would take that trade. A lot of women too.
Only 18, a year older than Zoe. Again, teenagers dominating.
Yeah.
So Kostova, 120. Everything she does is a huge new personal best. Last,
I was ready to say one more big power jerk, but you know what? It was not to be.
But Boyanka Kostova of Azerbaijan takes the title, effectively takes it away from Romela Begaj by virtue of lighter body weight. She totals up 215. Yelena Shadrina, a newcomer on the European Championship stage for Russia, she takes the overall bronze. Britain's Zoe Smith is in 4th place ahead of Germany's Kristin Ulrich. She's also beaten Marietta Gottfried, Lubanova. She's beaten Natalia Kolas, and she's really taken some scalps. Also Marietta Gottfried. So, you know, it's a pity. I think maybe you were right, Randy. That disturbance with the poles actually possibly just, you know, blew a break. Yeah. But there it is in the clean and jerk there. Azerbaijan, Poland, Russia, Great Britain, and that's really good. 120 kilos not got 117. Let's put it in perspective. 117 kilos for the clean and jerk, and that relates to Novikava's European champion of 136 kilos and 141 by Q of China. But, you know, Kostova 18, Zoe Smith 17. 2 lifters, whatever they do in London, they will have a chance to do even better in Rio. And Kostova, Randy, here again, just having a look at a sort of final look at her, really taking advantage of Begaj's slip with the oscillation.
Yeah. You know, really strong power jerker. It's really disappointing and surprising that she missed that 3rd attempt. But another lifter doing really well in Azerbaijan. I mean, watch for these people, right? More and more.
Well, you got Moldova, Azerbaijan, Poland, Turkey. You know, up at the top of the medal table, it's got a very Eastern European look to it. Would it be nice if Zoe could have just grabbed a medal?
She was so close. I got to tell you, she was making me a believer here tonight. Strong legs, too, which is great in the clean and jerk.
There's the final tally. Kostova, Begaj, Shadrina, Zoe, and then Kristin Ulrich. Will 203 be enough to get her to London? Marietta Gottfried